You know, having spent some time in the scriptures, looking at my own story and my life journey and those of many entrepreneurs, there seems to be a very similar pattern. In fact, I call it the 3 L's. The first L is listen. You know, where has God placed you? How do you listen to the opportunities and problems that are there? You see, oftentimes what happens is because we don't think that we can be entrepreneurial, we detune our ears. And so if you understand that actually entrepreneurialism is a kingdom mandate, then all of a sudden your ears are tuned to opportunities. So what's around you? What problems can you solve uniquely by the way you are? What things move you? And so that's listen. The second L is then we need to take a leap. And this is what is the difference between a dreamer and an entrepreneur. You see, a dreamer stays in stage 1, in listen. But an entrepreneur, you see, undertakes to make that happen. They take a leap. Now, it's not a blind leap. You've got to assess the opportunity. How can you bring it to pass? What people do you need to bring in? You need to work at it. But actually what happens is, you see, is you take a leap with the resources that you have. And then just like the boy with the loaves and the fishes, he says, this is what I have. And then you give it over to God and you make that leap. And then the third L is lean. Because the reality is it's not always going to be easy. In fact, those things that are of value, they never come easy. And so we need to abide in the vine, John 15. You know, we can't manufacture fruit. We need to recognize that it all comes from Him. But not just that. You know, when we experience the success and the failures that come through entrepreneurialism, we need to be rooted in our identity in Christ. Because otherwise, if we allow our failures to dictate who we are, we'll fall by the wayside. And so remember the 3 L's. Listen to the opportunities around you. God has uniquely placed you somewhere to solve a problem. Number 2, take that leap of faith. See with the eyes of faith. Use the resources God has given you. And number 3, lean into Him.